Hi. Second live today. This is a bit impromptu, and you could argue what the fuck, because not so much health. I don't want to talk so much about health on this one. Holistic health with Harry. I'm obsessed with health, but really this is more of a self-improvement thing that I do. That maybe by making a video and talking about it, I can help other people too. With film watching. And I say self-improvement because that's what I've been doing before I even got into health, and health is actually self-improvement. I've been obsessed with self-improvement for the past 10 years of my life, and it's going to carry on. And part of that process that I'm now coming to with self-improvement, and a key element to it, is you've got to surround yourself by some way with things and inspiration and people or situations that where people can teach you things. You've got to surround yourself with higher consciousness people, higher consciousness thoughts, and a great way to do that actually is through movie watching. Movies, films, they are a great way of surrounding yourself with high vibes. They really are. It's weird. It's weird to me, because I don't watch them from a point of view of normal people. Normal people watch them for entertainment, yeah, and to pass the time and a bit of a laugh. Now, I do enjoy movies that make me laugh. Don't get me wrong. Laughter is medicine, as you know. But I use films in a very different way. Hi, Carl, mate. I use films in a very different way. Most of my favourite films, anyway, and the ones I love to watch over and again, I use them in a very different way, because my favourite films, and a lot of film themes, are very similar in terms of there's a hero, there's a problem to overcome, and then the hero you see from the very bottomless pit, like The Dark Knight Rising, huh? Hint, hint, The Dark Knight Rises. You're right at the bottom, the hero, you see the hero suffering, and then during the film, at least my favourite ones of the hero's journey, that person will go through a journey, and in 1.5 hours, 2 hours, you will see the highlights and the lowlights of this person's life as they overcome all these challenges towards becoming the best version of themselves, right? And that is very inspirational to me. Now, it's inspirational to everybody. These heroes' journey. I think of many. Dark Knight. Think of the Dark Knight trilogy. The Dark Knight Rises. Think of Lord of the Rings. There's common themes. All these adventure ones, yeah. Even rom-coms, they all have a common theme, and I fucking love them. I fucking love them, and other people love them too, because we're all human, and this is why other people like them. We're all human, and we all enjoy these heroes' journeys, overcoming challenges, because we want that for us. We want to overcome challenges, and we can relate, and we are inspired by seeing someone else do it on a screen in 90 minutes of a beautiful cinema. The best films are poetic, man. You can see someone overcoming that journey. That's inspirational to everybody. But here's the difference. By the way, I've been inspired by that today because I watched a film called Fighting with My Family. It's a British film. I fucking loved it. I was crying my eyes out during it today. But here's the difference between what everyone loves it, a hero's journey, and everyone wants the hero to win, and everyone cheers, like, yay, you know, everyone does. But there's a difference when I watch it. I don't mean to use my ego here. I'm just telling you the facts, and I want to instill this in you, and you probably do see it like I do and not like other people. Now, when other people watch the hero overcoming adversity, it's effectively what the hero's journey in a film, and to the end, and we get to cheer. What they do is they just feel good, and it feels good to see other people succeed. But they see it as a movie, and they see that as a character, and it might have been a true story. The one I watched today was a true story. Beautiful film, by the way. I recommend you check it out. Fighting My Family. But they see it as someone that's achieving something that they can't achieve, and they won't achieve because they've settled down, they've got their kids, they've got a 9-to-5 job, their dreams are fucking dead. So therefore, it makes them feel alive again to see movies of other people coming. So they'll cheer for them, but they won't do it themselves. Now, when I go to the cinema, and this is why I fucking love films now, for now and forever, I fucking love films, hero's journey films that are beautifully shot, well acted, and fucking I cry my fucking eyes out on so many movies. It's ridiculous. I'm like a bloody woman in the cinema. I have to sit in the front row, not near people, because I don't want to see people to see me crying all the time. Yeah, it's kind of a true story. But when I'm watching it, I'm not like other people. I'm not watching it, the hero. That's why I cry. I'm not watching it and getting and thinking, oh, that's amazing, and that's not me. I'm watching it, and I'm being inspired. And the reason why I cry, I think, is because I am that person on the screen, overcoming like all the stuff. I am that person. That person on the screen is me, and it makes me cry because it reminds me. Okay, I feel a little sad now thinking about it. What the film does is, and what surrounding yourself with beautiful people, what it does, and inspirational people is it reminds me, because I'm being primed by something on the screen. It reminds me of what I've been through and what I'm going through right now, my own hero's journey. I don't often reflect on these things. In fact, none of us do. When we sit by ourselves, we don't often take moments to think about how far we've come, because we inhabit our body 24/7. We just feel amazing now 24/7. We don't often take time to reflect on who we've become, our journeys, how far we've got to go, and all these, and how we're helping people. We don't take the time, myself included. I'm the worst for that. I'm not very good at being grateful. But what movies do is they remind me, through seeing other people achieve their own journeys, I can relate to it, and it triggers me, and it reminds me that character, that hero, it's me. It's me. We're all one, and it's so inspiring. I get inspired by it, but at the same time, this is it. I don't see a difference between the person achieving the impossible on the screen and me. I don't see a difference. I am that person, because we've all got struggles to go through, and I've made a decision that and I've been doing it for 10 years now. I'm doing the impossible, and the films, my best favorite films, remind me. And there's so many of them out there. There's so many amazing films that remind me of hero's journey. They're really special, and they reflect onto me just how far I come, and I can relate deeply to that story. Whereas I think other people can relate to it, but they've never walked it. They've never done it. They're just cheering for, like, you know how you cheer for your celebrities and all that stuff? That's great, but I'm not cheering it. I'm relating on a deep level to the stories of the things, the characters I'm seeing through in the screen. And a good film with good music, good acting, and a true story in a hero's journey, it fucking triggers me like fuck, and I will cry and fucking cry. And it's crazy, and I walk out that cinema and I'm like enlivened, and I'm reminded, here's the key, I'm reminded when I watch these films, other people going on heroes' journeys in such a beautiful 1 hour format, I'm reminded that I am not alone. Because when I walk the streets around strangers who are not going anywhere in life, even though I don't know them, they're working 9-to-5 jobs, they're probably pretty miserable. Or even if they're happy, they've just not overcome nothing in their lives. I'm surrounded by that constantly, but it's nice from a cinematic point of view to go to a place where I can see actual true story events of people, and that's a good way for us to self-improve. You can read books. You've got to surround yourself with inspiration, and films for me are a huge inspiration. In absence of having friends that are fucking close to me, I have to go and visit friends, you know, to get that inspiration. I have to read books. I go on Facebook. I socialize with you guys. Gonna have my business, all that shit. That's all good, but one of the hacks I found is films, man, and it's powerful. I'll give you examples. I go on. It's Hacksaw Ridge. These films make me cry, man. Senna, the documentary, true story. That guy was a fucking legend, man. Inspiration, and it's ones we all know about too. Avatar fucking does me over. Like, The Wrestler. All these stories, like true stories, most of them, and really well made. Revolutionary Road. Talk about working 9 to 5. hating your life, and then, you know, trying your best. And all of these, and this is England as well. Oh, there's so many. It's so powerful to use. It's such a powerful format of art for me. I have a deep love and passion for it, but it's beyond art. It's a story that we can all we all connect to human stories, and I think the most powerful human story is the hero's journey. To me, it's what everybody roots for. That's why they make so many movies about heroes' journeys. All comic books are heroes' journeys. The Dark Knight, Lego movie, all of this shit. Comic book movies are all about the underdog. This is it. It's the underdog. This is the story that is universal, that everybody, every human soul can relate to. Not because you're walking it, because you want that for yourself. Other people want it. Other people want it badly. Everybody wants it, even if their dreams have died. That's why they put it in cinema. That's why it brings a tear to my eye. Because I'm not watching it and wanting it. I'm fucking doing it. I'm fucking doing it, man. I'm literally the only person in the cinema that fucking cries my eyes out. In the stupidest bits as well. The cheesiest fucking bits. You know, I do this all the time and I love it. It's a hack for me. It's a way for me to remind myself, to prime me to remind myself that, you know, just how far I've come. But also, not even just how far I've come and how awesome I think I am, but how far I've got to go. Because I'm not under no illusions. I've got a lot of shit that I'm not even capable of doing now that's going to have to come into the future. And I'm going to have to step into becoming a lot better version of myself. You know, and it's coming, but, you know, I use the movies. I use inspiration. I fucking love to cry, man, because it makes me human as well. I'm never more real than when I cry, by the way, in the cinema. I know I'm not being fake in that moment. I mean, we all have moments when, you know, the ego and all that shit. When I cry, I'm about as real as I get, and I fucking love it. Definitely want to encourage people to, you know, start looking deeper into movies and what these hero journeys in movies, and I'm pretty sure you guys would be able to relate to me in terms of, you know, you're not watching these movies and thinking, oh, that's great, the hero overcoming adversity. I'd like to do that, but it's too late. My life is over. I'm sure you guys are very similar to me. You're watching it and thinking, yeah, that's me. That's inspirational, but that's also what I'm doing. Or if it's not what you're doing, it's what you're gonna do. Because that is fucking deep to me. That's how I connect. I connect on a very deep level to films. A real deep levels with these stories. That's why what triggers me to cry all the time. I can't help it. It's a reminder, and it's a great prime. You know, in the absence of role models in our real lives and all our families on Facebook, you know, we're all spread around. We're not together in communes, living and chatting and doing psychedelics and constantly 24/7 our lives with the people that are going to help us. We're not. We're sporadic and we're on Facebook. We're all over the place, aren't we? So I use the tools available to me, and I fucking love films for now and forever. They're life changing, and some of my happiest memories now are films, man. Just me crying my eyes out and things. Yeah, little people, that's what it is. It's little people overcoming adversity that inspires me, and believe me, it does. It doesn't just remind me of how far I've come, it inspires me even more to carry on, knowing that I'm not fucking alone. You know, these true stories in movies, they might be 1 in a million people that undertake them, and I don't think that's an exaggeration. 1 in 10,000 people are these kind of really overcoming adversity stories. That's why they make the movies, isn't it? They make these movies because it's 1 in 10,000 people. Not everybody does that shit. If everyone did that shit, you know, life would be amazing. But fuck it, man. That's how I look at my life. 1 in 10,000. I'm like a fucking stardust. I'm like a 1 in a million. You know, sounds cheesy. I think we all are. I think everyone's special, but I think we're those that walk the hero's journey and know how bad they've been and how far they've come. That's really is fucking special, and it's nice to see that reflected in movie format. And here's the thing. I'm into health, but some of the things I'm watching the films, it's a hero's journey that I can't relate to, like wrestling. I don't fucking wrestle, but I can relate to it's the emotions and the story of people overcoming adversity in whatever subject matter it is in a film format. Whatever it is, struggle, pain, depression, no one gives a shit, no one gives you a chance, and then you overcome it. It's hugely inspirational to me. Hugely inspirational. Yeah, Carl, man. It's crazy, isn't it? Crying your eyes out in the cinema. There's so many quality films out there right now that have really made me fucking tear up, like, a lot. And I'll rewatch the same movie over and over again. I really will. And I fucking love it. I love to be reminded you know, of these things. It's beautiful. And another one, to do it in the fasted state. Oh, like today, I was kind of like 24 hours into a fasted state. That just amplifies my emotions even more. And I see myself truly as who I am. And my emotions are more raw when I'm fasted. You do that, you watch these powerful movies that of inspiration in reminding who you are in the fasted state. Wow, that's next level too. So, on that note, I will leave you. But don't think that films are just a waste of time. They can be. Anything can be a waste of time. It just depends how, or pastime. It depends how you use them, isn't it? And it depends on the quality of your consciousness to which you bring to that movie. So the movie's high consciousness inspirational, right? A movie's high consciousness inspirational. That's its core. The director's on top, acting's amazing, but the story is fucking totally relatable. An average person that's not going there with their life watches it. They can see that as a high art form, but they'll just cheerlead for it. They won't actually fucking do it in their lives. There'll be no inspiration because in their minds there's too many blocks to becoming a better person. They've already married, they've already got kids, they've already got debt, they're set with their life and a lot. So what they'll do is they might appreciate that amazing quality hero's journey movie. They might appreciate it, but they're not ever gonna use it as inspiration because most people don't fucking change. This is a self-improvement thing I've noticed in life. This is a harsh truth. Most people don't fucking change. It's not just about health, it's about self-improvement. Most people do not become better people in their life. Trust me. I see it all the time. Friends, family, people on the streets that I talk to, people I get to know. Well, that's not true because my friends now actually do, because I've chosen my friends, but most people don't. So they'll use that movie and it won't be inspiration. It will just be, oh, that's brilliant. It's nice for them. But no, you got to use that for inspiration. That's what it is there for. The movie is there. The director, that's why the director wrote that film. By the way, La La Land. Fucking hell. That's one of my favourite movies of all time. If that's not inspirational, I don't know what is. It's fucking beautifully done and all that shit. But the director of that, for example, of La La Land, he wrote that not just because he's a master of his craft, music, acting, all that kind of like storyline. He wrote that to inspire people. I truly believe this. The best directors on these heroes' journeys, they do it to not because they're amazing and all that stuff. They do it because they care about humanity and they want to inspire people. I know this. They want to inspire people. That's why they do it. That's why everything's so tight in it. Do you mean to give a shit about Oscars? Maybe. But it's about inspiration. They want to leave a legacy. That's what the best directors and the best films of heroes' journeys do. And when people like us, the right people, watch it, they've just helped. So as opposed to most ordinary people going and watching that movie and just being, not just liking it a lot, not being inspired because their life's over and they can't change, people like us, definitely me, I watch it and I get inspired. And there's that legacy from that art form, which has nothing to do with me. I'm not a cinema. I'm not ever going to make a movie. That's not my future. I don't know how to. I admire the art, but it's not. But that director has had such a high impact with his amazing movie that's helped me on my own hero's journey, which has nothing to do with being amazing at making films. That director went on his own hero's journey to make a quality film, to have high impact. And I hope that in a higher consciousness, apart from the money and, wanting to be the best, that they did that for people like us walking our own hero's journeys, not related to films, being inspired by the common theme of the hero and the overcoming adversity and then just using that to become better people. So yes, I can talk far too long, but I do fucking love movies. Yeah, fancy books. Yes, I can. Jason, I've never got into fancy books, but I don't see why that wouldn't. Yeah, man, the hero's journey is everything to me. This is at the core of my being and my essence. 10 years into self-improvement, it is so fucking deep, and I can cry over it a lot because it's true. It's all I've ever been doing for the past 10 years. It's all I'm ever gonna do from this point in for the next 10, 20, till the last breath, whenever that is. If that's tomorrow, cool. It's the last 20, 34 years. All I've ever done is a hero's journey. That's all I've ever known. You guys might know me as the health guy. Well, I'm really just the guy that's becoming a better person, and I used health as an angle. That's a very, very fucking cool angle. I love physical health, and there's so many avenues to go with it. But really, all I ever did with physical health was to use that as an outlet into becoming the best, happiest, most awesome changes of myself and change my personality, but just become more grateful, become more stronger, become more confident, become more of a divine masculine man. That's important to me too, to become more of a not emaciated, need to become abundant in all areas of my life and my masculinity, take back my sexuality. That's what I wanted. So yeah, on that note, start watching some films, and if you want to pop on the comments as well after, then let me know some good ones. La La Land is fucking awesome, one of my favorite for inspiration and heartbreak and perfect stories. There's so many. I mean, there's so many. It's life-changing shit, and this year's been crazy with how many good movies have come out already. So even cartoons do me over sometimes. We're crying, like, it's no joke. All right, hope you got some value, people that are watching this. Carl, who else? I can't see. All right, peace, and yeah, take it easy, and let's watch some. Let's be inspired. Let's be inspired to be the best versions of ourselves, as always.